Hey guys, Richard Sherman, cornerback.
You missed us, didn't you?
Just so much. I don't even know what I'm doing up here, but I'm happy to be here.
Tell us how it felt out there, being out there for the first time since week 1.
Yeah, it felt good. I mean, this is the game I love. I've been playing it for 10 years. I've really been playing it for goddamn 25 years or so. But you miss it. But sometimes absence and injury can bring back a bit of the fire and a bit of the passion and a bit of the love that you have for the game, and it's humbling. And I was just grateful for the opportunity to be able to go back out there and ball out with my teammates. Regardless of the circumstance, regardless of what the situation is an opportunity for me to go out there and play with the guys that I grinded with. So it was a pleasure.
Richard, obviously the circumstance and the situation is the most unusual that one could imagine. What has the last 24 hours been like for you and the team, and how did you maybe use that as a way to rally going into this game?
It was status quo, and that's the only way we could treat it. It was status quo. You can't worry about things that are out of your control, and that's when you get messed up, worried about the outside distractions. We were in LA, we had a game ahead of us. That's all we can focus on. When you step between those lines, everything is understood. Everything is still football. When we get off the field, we'll worry about where we're supposed to go and what we're going to do. We let Slap and Riz and all those guys who do a fantastic job on the logistics side handle that, spins. They'll handle that. So the team, we just focused on what we had to handle. We focused on the Rams. We came here to play a football game, something we've been doing our whole lives, and that's the way we handled it.
Richard, you guys did a pretty good job of handling Jared Goff today. Can you just describe the really good start the defense got off to, and then coming through in the fourth quarter there to get the ball back for the offense? That can't be ignored either.
Well, you got to give Coach Saleh, you got to give Robert Saleh an abundance of credit. You have to give him an unusual amount of credit, and I don't think he's getting enough credit, not only here but in the league in general. To have the injuries that we've had week after week after week, the setbacks week after week, we lose 2 D linemen in the bye week. We don't know. We have uncertainty. We lose backers throughout the week. We got guys who can't practice. Kinlaw barely got to practice on a Friday. It's week after week, and he never makes an excuse. And statistically, we're still a top 5 defense in almost every category. There are guys out there with Pro Bowlers, all pros, and never had an injury, never had any adversity, and they're not putting out a top 5 defense. He's not making any excuses. He's making great plans week in and week out, and we're making it happen. And I think, I expect him to be a head coach next year because of what he's able to do. He's able to rally men. He's a leader of men, and that goes a long way.
Last one for Sharon.
Hey, Sherman, can you go back to that interception against Jared Goff? Did the time off, were you able to pick up something on film while you were out there, and were you able to kind of ground something there?
Yeah, I'm an old school veteran, and we were actually in man coverage, so I was on Robert Woods, and they ran a play they had run earlier in the game, and I made the tackle. We had a bust in coverage, and I had the high 7, and they threw it to Robert Woods, and I made the tackle. And this time we were in man coverage, so Robert kind of cruised through his route because I was in great position to cover it. The ball's really supposed to go to the low man, but Jimmie Ward, who's one of the best safeties in the league and never gets enough credit. I mean, he covers receivers, he covers backs, he covers whoever our team needs him to cover. He had 2 forced fumbles today, tons of open field tackles. I mean, there's nothing he doesn't do well. And he covered the heck out of his man and made it possible, because Jared had to put air on the ball, and he assumed we were in man coverage, so I would just stick to the 7 and I wouldn't come off. But I peeled off late, old school veteran, got to find the ball.
Make sure you subscribe, faithful.